So since we're talking about business, let's go back to what we were talking about originally. You taking the fight now, and this is just a question that I have. Do you get into a fight and sell the fight, or do you get into the fight because of the sport of the fight? Like, are you going to start a feud with Nate in order to get this fight, or it's just going to be like, let's shake hands and have a good fight?
Well, there's already been like a little bit of a, not really a feud. It's kind of been one-sided, like on his part. He doesn't like me. Like every time I see him, he won't even say hi to me, nothing. I'm like, I already beat you. Like I already finished you. I don't understand what the problem is. Like, and I'm over here trying to be nice to you. Like I'm not
How many
a douche.
people knocked out Nate?
Here's the thing, me.
Okay, so
but my point, but why can't you still just be like, hey man, what's up? I'm down to do beef if you want. I'm like, I don't give a shit. Like to me, like his whole thing where he got the fight with Nate with Masvidal, talked about this whole West Coast gangster versus East Coast gangster kind of thing. Bro, you're not a gangster, dude. Your real name's Nathaniel.
I know.
Like fuck off.
I've been spending time in the dojo, doing all the things that they won't show. No spotlights on me, no photos, becoming the king on the low level.
I feel like this is a good show. This is a good show to dive into, Bobby. Like where does it all come from? Where does it all stem from?
This is Bobby's week.
It is Bobby's week.
No, Bobby's month actually, huh? Birthday's
Birthday next week.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, birthday too.
Birthday.
Big pay-per-view event at home.
This whole week is
y'all
Super Bowl.
Our gear we're wearing Dallas Cowboy gear.
Like that's what you're gonna wear?
Well, the colors.
Well,
lost me already.
I mean, Bobby, would you say being having this big event at home, is it more stressful, less stressful? I mean, you got all these people asking you for free tickets like us, but is it more stressful, or are you more comfortable being at home for a big week like this?
I've done it 20 plus years, so the stress is just really not there. I like being at home. I can drive right down the street and I have to fly anywhere. It makes it easy. It almost seems too easy. So
yeah, you're just a pro. It could be anywhere in the world, and Bobby's ready.
Yeah, and then being at home, I have the opportunity. Like we've already gone in there and made sure that we had a booth and a bunch of tickets on the floor because there are a lot of people that want to come. So I was like, hey, let's bring them all, because that's a huge stadium to fill up. So even though you want a lot of people to buy tickets, you want to be able to give a bunch of tickets away just to fill it up.
Where's it at?
Globe Life.
And then, are you wearing the long ones or the short ones?
The short ones are Sheldon. Long ones are mine. And I got new boots coming too.
Oh, from your boot guy?
I haven't bought boots since my first run in WWE. So damn near 20 years ago. That's how good the boots last.
Wow.
What color are these boots? Or can you say, or you want
to? Because I'm going with the whole cowboy gear.
Yeah.
It's going to be, we're at home. We're the Cowboy Stadium.
I'm excited.
We're not the Cowboy Stadium, but the Rangers.
Yeah.
Enough about me. What about you guys? Josh, you're looking at,
we got to dig deep. We got to dig deep into Bobby's.
I don't know where this is coming from. Maybe, you know what? I do know where it's coming from. Josh just missed you, bro.
I did.
Okay.
I missed you guys, I got to admit. But I think Josh really missed you, Bobby.
I know.
I think that's where it's coming from.
He had a lot of anger that he built up. I saw he was posting stuff about wanting to fight.
I don't know.
Give him a
man.
hug after this.
I don't know. We'll see. I'm talking with my agent.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, we'll see, man.
I love the fight.
No, here's the thing: is I'm not opposed to fighting other people. Like you know what it was is I was having this conversation with a couple people. It just comes down to like my last fight wasn't like I didn't think I thought maybe it would be my last fight, but I was like I wasn't sure yet. And the way it ended, I got headbutted first, got dropped, and then got back up, and then got knocked out. Like that to me was like not like the way you want to go out.
No.
And here we are, 6 years later or whatever, 5 years later, going, I could do it one more time. And if I'm gonna do it now. You don't want to wait till you're 55, trying to do it.
Yeah.
So whatever, man. Like I'm not opposed to fighting Anthony Pettis. He's been boxing, doing some work. Him and I were supposed to fight for the UFC title. So I'm not opposed to fighting him either. And that fight never happened. He got injured. And, and then, the Nate Diaz fight, if that one happens, that one happens. I'm not opposed maybe even to fight Benson Henderson again. He's been doing some kickboxing, boxing. You know, the thing with Benson is that all Benson does is train. His kids, his family, everything. That's not what I've been doing. Like I've been training, but not like this guy. Like he owns a gym. He's at the gym every day. He's working with young fighters. Like all he does is train. Pettis doesn't do that. But, you know, Pettis is in and out, whatever it is. You know, Nate, obviously, I think is probably partially in and out, whatever it is. But it doesn't matter. Like what you want to do is you want to find somebody that's about your age or somebody you have history with that you know you've studied enough, you know, and those kind of things. So I think for me that'd be the fight. We'll see.
I like it. You know. I like it. When I saw you post about it, I was like, I would definitely tune in to watch it. And I think
just boxing though, not MMA.
Well, I mean, whatever you
just boxing. I mean,
who would you cheer for though, Bobby?
I would cheer for, of course, Nate. I'll be on your side. I'll be your corner, bro. I'll be there. I don't know him like that. Like I know the Nate, the Diaz
no, but like just
like
whoever. I figured you would cheer for whoever Josh's opponent would be.
I wouldn't do that. I don't have the hate in my blood like he does. And I understand where you're coming from because sooner or later you won't be able to do it. I mean, I've been asked to do boxing matches, fights for a while, and I'm getting close to that time. Last week, Josh Barnett came up to our show, and beforehand, we just rolled for like an hour. And Josh was like, "Bro, you should come take one more." I felt really good on the ground, moving around, everything like that. So I felt good, and I was like, "Man, you know, at certain points, there's going to be that time where you're like, all right, I'm not doing it."
Yeah.
But right now, I'm still moving really well. I feel good, and like you said, if I did it, I would definitely do something that I wouldn't be fighting for a title or anything like that. I'd just be taking a fight because I enjoy it.
It's more like a last hurrah kind of thing. Like, well, you know what? Let's do it. Let's see what can happen. Like it's just one fight, and you know, if you say it's the end, like you know you're gonna give it your all. Like it's like for me, I always gave it my all, but it was like there was times where you felt like, you know, I could have maybe done a little bit more. That one day I took that day off and I let my body rest. In this situation, I still like to run. I still like to, you know, try to push myself. I still enjoy that at this moment, but I know that it's going to come a time where I'm like, dude, I don't want to have to go hard. I want to just run a mile. Just like, you know, instead of running 4 or 3 or 6, you know, it's like, I want to just run 1 mile, get a workout in, and then, you know, and then go home. Like those moments they still, like, even when I go work out with my wife, she's like, okay, I'm going to do this portion of it because you're doing all of this other stuff. She's like, I'll do this portion and then you go ahead and you keep going. So it's like I still have that, like once I break a sweat, I don't want to stop. Yeah. It's like once you've got to that point of breaking a sweat, I'm like, forget it, man. I want to just keep going. And then eventually, okay, look, I've had enough. Yeah,
I actually felt that way over the weekend at the party. I was like, one more taco, one more beer. That's it. And then I'm done, man. One more, just one more.
I've had
I feel you guys.
I've had that taco conversation with myself several times, man. It was
just sitting there, and I was like,
yeah,
probably stop. One more beer and then one more taco to help sober up. Man. So I know what you guys mean about that feeling of just winding down and just needing one more.
Yeah, my mom, right? So we were visiting my mom in Jersey. She's been there for about 40 years now, 36 years, something like that. Anyways, you know, she doesn't like when she's there. I was talking to my stepdad, and my dad's like, I was like, hey, it's like mom's cooking dinner. And she's like, she doesn't really cook anymore. We really just go out to eat. You know, like it's kind of what we do now because there's no kids in the house. Grandkids are out of the house. Like everyone's gone. So they're empty nesters. And so it was funny when I used to go there, like, I don't know, 5 years ago when my nephew and my niece were living there. It was just funny because I'd say like, hey, you guys want to have a beer? Like, oh, no beer. We showed up this time. They're like, hey, would you like a beer? My mom's like, do you want a shot? I was like, what? They're like, yeah, do you guys want some drinks? And I was like, well, Pauline doesn't drink. She's like, oh, yeah, but what about you? Do you want a beer? Like, there was always beer in the house. And I was like, nah, man, I'm good. Like, I'm good right now. Like, it's 10 a.m. You guys are asking about if you guys want a shot.
Hey, that hadn't stopped you before, but I guess.
No, it hasn't. But, you know, normally it's like Vegas or you're at a
house.
You're at a pool party. You're not at mom's house. Getting after it, chasing it at 10 a.m. Yeah, it was funny. I was like, can I have a cup of coffee first and then we'll talk about it?
That could lead to a lot of bad things, drinking that early. And then next thing you know, you're like venting about your childhood.
Oh, no, I've already had that.
You didn't need alcohol for that.
No, I don't need alcohol for that. Yeah, no, we just like, it was funny because I'm like, if you're gonna do that morning drinking, I don't mind day drinking. Just understand by like 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, I'm going to
Nap
bed.
time.
I'm going to bed or I'm taking
Yeah.
a nap. Yeah, like we started. I said one of the days it was on the 3rd. I think it was the 3rd, maybe the 4th, 3rd. Yeah, it was on the 4th actually. I had a drink at like I don't know. I'd say probably like 10 a.m., 11 a.m. I had a beer. Had people were coming over already. You know, my mom lives like on a little cove of the ocean there, and right over the ocean, like right over the thing. There's everyone does their fireworks off their docks. You know, and so we were just sitting there and watching the fireworks and everything like that. But everyone was lighting fireworks during the day, you know, everything like that, and having a great time. And then I start like to have one. Didn't have any shots, just beer. But then I mixed it up. I had a couple like mixed drinks. By 6 o'clock, 5 o'clock, I was laying on the couch, knocked out.
Yeah. Put
Fireworks,
you to bed.
fireworks woke me up at like
Yeah.
9 o'clock, 9:30. I can't day drink, man. I can do it, but it's like, okay, I know I'm taking a nap or I'm going to bed. And
Oh, for sure.
I only woke up for about 2 hours and I went back to bed.
When you were
I was like-
younger, it was like alcohol was like caffeine.
It
Started
was.
drinking during the day, and I'm
Yeah.
like, I can go until 6 in the morning now. But now, I can't even drink now. I don't really even drink. I
Yeah.
drink maybe 1 or 2 drinks every once in a while as a social thing. I can't even remember the last time I got drunk.
Yeah, it's a
It just-
social thing. It definitely is. Like if like I don't have any alcohol in my house. There's no alcohol in my house. None.
I got some.
I mean,
Mine was just on a whim. I just, liquor store. I went down there. I was doing some of this, some of this. Some
Yeah,
of
I
this,
just
some of
felt like
this.
you gotta
to
have it.
there.
you want
Yeah.
just to
Yeah.
have someone comes over, guest, whatever it
Yeah.
is, something to offer them, that kind of thing.
But nobody really comes over, so I feel like.
Well, you don't ever
Every
invite
once-
us. I mean,
every once in-
I keep.
But when I move, I will.
saw the new house.
I'll invite you when
I saw the new house.
Yeah.
House
But Bobby,
party party?
as you
When's that
know,
coming?
he's not going to show up.
No, I'm gonna. I
He
told
just
him
wants
think
to
he'll
be
show up.
invited.
we text back and forth when I because I thought there was another house inside the community that I thought it was he had bought. As I was looking, I was like, "Where?" Bobby said he bought into the trail. So obviously, I just hit Redfin, swiped all the way through it. Yeah, it wasn't on Redfin; it was in Zillow. And so I'm looking all around. I was like, "Hey, is this your new house?"
You look for the biggest house, right?
I did.
You're like, this has got to be the one.
I looked for something around that big price tag. Yeah.
Yeah.
I said I picked out the top 4, and I was like, but all the ones that I looked at, I was like, this don't really look like Bobby's style. I was like, I don't know, man. I don't
You were
know.
kind of stalking him then.
Well, I actually stock houses. I'm always
So it
looking.
wasn't
I'm
about
always
houses.
looking at real estate. Always.
Yeah.
Because
Always.
I still don't. He just told me he's by the golf course and
You're on the course, right?
on the
Yeah.
course.
Yeah,
sorry.
he's right on the
And,
course, yeah.
You're
The one you
moving
sent
next
me
month.
is definitely more what I was expecting. And because I saw the one that I sent you, I was like, this isn't. I was like, but it is big. Maybe he'll remodel it a little bit. I don't know. But it was still nice. But I mean, not for considering what you got the one for that price, and the one that I sent you was right around that price, a little bit like half cheaper, not half, but yeah. I mean, it was.
Well,
and I was like, man, I would way rather have your house for that price
You know-
than the one that I was sent you.
When I originally went to get the house, it had a different price tag on it. So it was about like 400,000 more than what I bought it for.
Whoa.
And it was on the market. But the market's been really weird.
Mm-hmm.
So we actually got it less than that. We got it like 400 to 500,000 less than what they were selling it for. So
Damn.
of course, going through appraisal, you want to make sure that the appraisal is going to be okay with it. So when it went through the appraisal, we did the appraisal. So when we did the appraisal, it appraised for 700,000 more than when I bought it. So that was my deciding factor because I was like, this house is a little bit too big because it's just me, Miles, and Nate, and living there at the time. And
Will your other daughter ever move back?
well,
move here?
she's a junior. She'll be a junior in college this year. And I always told her, I said, you know what? After you graduate, if you want to come back here, you know, I'll have space in the house for you. If you want to like look around for jobs or decide what you want to do, you always have that. But I always tell my kids, I'm like, look, I support you in whatever you do. So if you want to go somewhere else, it's there. But if you're here and I'm not going to be all on you or anything like that, and I just, you know, the house will be there if you guys want it. I also talked to my niece also. She's out in Charlotte. I asked her to come because she's a teacher. She went through school, graduate.
North Carolina?
Yeah.
Okay.
Had A's all the way through school and she's working as a teacher. And it's just like,
Teachers don't make a lot of money here, though, by the way.
right. And Charlotte's
They
expensive.
don't make a
so
lot of
she's-
money anywhere.
No.
Yeah, so she's not making a lot of money, but being in a very expensive place. So I was like, maybe you come out here and look for a job. You know, family's here already. You can stay at the house for a period of time just to get your feet wet, and then so I've offered my other family to come and live with us since I have it. I have the house and I have the space.
So what made you decide on this house? You said because it appraised for a lot more.
Well, originally, what I've always done forever is I've always lived way under my means, always, because I'm not really, I won't say a materialistic person. I just always have. I've always like planned. I'm always like saving. And I put myself in a really good position when I came back, because when I came back, I originally just started doing a lot of real estate. So aside from my job, my real estate's making really good money, and I'm still like always living under my means. And my kids always get at me sometimes because the only money I really spend is on them. So they were, and another thing is, I love when my kids have all their friends over and they're all like in the house. My house is for my kids. Like this weekend, Naomi had like 14 kids over. They were eating pizza, and I was like, oh yeah, I get to buy them pizza and like sodas and whatever. But I can see them because they're right there. So I'm sitting there in the living room, the window's open, so I can see them at the pool and the back and everything like that. But I just like my kids to be able to have that place that they can come in, because I feel like if they go to somebody else's house, I don't know what they're doing.
Yeah.
So if they're at my house, I at least know what they're doing.
Exactly.
So that's what I like. So I want my kids to be able to have all their friends over, have a good time. You know, it has a basketball court in the back. Naomi plays basketball. So I was like, you know what? There's if anything that I do is I want to put it into a house. That's because cars, you can buy cars all day. But I said, where and you know who helped me out with
some
this?
people can buy cars all day. Go ahead.
Okay. Ray. So Ray Mysterio told me this, and he said this, and it really hit me. He said, you spend most of your time where? In your house. He said, so for me, I really want a nice house.
Makes
So
sense.
I was like, yeah, if you really spend
Josh,
most
by the
of
way,
your
that's a
life
really
in your house.
legendary wrestler, luchador.
The short Mexican guy, right?
619.
Where's the
Yeah.
mask?
Yeah.
619. Yeah.
Yeah. 619. What's that?
That's,
This
Is area code?
yeah, he
Or where?
reps
San
San Diego.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought San Diego was like 7 something.
Well, we just told you what it is. Why are you?
Yeah.
Why are you trying?
I'm sure San Diego has a couple of them.
I was just making sure because
Well, San Jose's got a couple. So San Jose's, you got the
San
408.
Jose's San
San
Jose's
is his in
Yeah.
San Diego.
Get the 408,
he
but then
moved,
like
he
you
moved.
know,
He's in Vegas now, but the move has to stay the
yeah,
same.
he's in Vegas.
I just wanted to make sure Josh knew
betrayed
who
his
you were talking
619?
about.
No,
That's kind of what it means, right? He betrayed 619.
No, you can't do that.
Well, that's also his
just a
move.
It's
We
just a
got
move.
jump. We got to jump him out of the 619 area. Then
Oh,
Good luck.
can he fight? Can he really fight, or is he just a?
He wins matches.
That's not the same.
What do you mean that's not the same?
All right. So, anyways, go back. So you found the house, beautiful house.
Yeah,
When do you
so-
guys move in?
So originally we were supposed to move in the middle of July. There's a whole bunch of moving parts, and I'll make it really, really quick. So I still have my house in Colorado. I rented it out. And then because when I was moving out here, it was like, I got to go right away. So I took off, bought a house down here, had my house up there. My renters were getting out of that house, but I had a VA loan on it, and my interest rate was like 3%. So I was like, that's like, you don't want to
Can't
get
get
rid
out
of
of
that. So I was like, all right, let's rent it out. But then, the market's been really just choppy. So when I went and saw that house, they were like, all right, this is what we can do. We can take your VA loan, move it over here, but it's a different rate. And we could put another loan there because with the VA loan, you don't have to put anything down. So we can move it over here. And then so I was like, all right, well, in that case, now I'm paying 3 mortgages because they're out of this house. I'll be moving out of this one and then moving into another one. I was like,
Yeah.
that's
That's what I'm doing right now. I'm paying 3 mortgages, and I'm like,
Yes, it's not
Yeah.
fun. So I was like, let me figure out how to do this. So, in order to do all this, we had to take that house off the market. So, we were working on that house, just selling that house. So we took it off the market, but we could still kind of send it out to different agents. So you can do an assumable loan. So they were able to assume the interest rate on my loan. So
Yeah.
that makes it more desirable to buy. But you have to be either VA. Well, you had to be VA so that I can free up my VA loan. So we put it on the market, and then one of the people wanted it. So they wanted it. So they came through and want to buy it. But in order to assume a loan, it takes 45 to 60 days to do it. So we were already under contract for the new house here, and we had to tell him, hey, you mind pushing that closing date back a month? And at first he was like, whoa, you got to put down 10% down in order to keep it. And I was like, man, I'm not going to put that much money down. I was like, look, if we have to go at a contract because of this, then that's what we're going to do. And you're going to have to try to sell this house in a market that's not great. And with a price tag like that, I said, okay. So I just told him, I said, either we're pushing it back a month or you got to deal with it. So the good part is that house is being sold. I have equity in that house. So I get to pull out of it. And then we have time to sell my house in Frisco too. So I'm going to sell that. And there's a lot of equity in both of those houses. So I'll be moving into that.
Well, you have to remember there's a huge, for people that are selling like a house that you just bought, like there's a sweet spot. That 800 or 700 to like 1.3 is kind of the sweet spot.
1.5 now.
Yeah, is it? I mean, like it's kind of around that 1 point. Yeah. And once you get beyond that, you're really limited your market to who you're going to buy, especially in Texas with the property tax.
Yes.
So with property taxes here, people are like, yeah, I can afford the house, but can I afford the property tax, that annual nut every single year? And that's the hardest part, I think, for a lot of people, in the pill to swallow.
Yeah.
So you entered in a new market of the next level of payment, and those people are like, you're right. Who am I going to fucking sell this house to right now with these interest rates?
Yeah. Things I started looking at with my house was, even when my kids are out, it's a very entertaining house. The way that it's set up, it's because when I had my party at that one house that you came to, you didn't come, but he came.
Yeah, I was there.
It was a great party, right?
Yeah, it was fantastic. Yeah. Thanks again.
It's an entertaining house. So in this area, I can actually rent it out for like entertainment purposes and stuff like that. And I think that I would make my money because it's a great house for entertaining, just the way that it's set up.
All right.
Can't wait for the housewarming.
I'm going. We've Bobby and I have been in connection. We've had dialogue back and forth. And I told him, I said, hey, when's the housewarming party? He's like, why, you're not going to come? I was like, wait, all right, so I'm not invited? He's like, oh, no, you're not. You're invited, but you said you're probably not going to come. I was like, look, for such a nice house, for
so that's
a new
it.
adventure
it's
into
about the house.
A
he
new
wants
adventure.
To see the house. He doesn't.
You said the house that you guys had to the party at was really good.
Right? I know, but it could have been at a shack.
No, but
Rich was coming regardless.
Yeah, dude.
No, man. Yeah. No.
Sorry, man. There's gonna be a lot of baby oil there.
Yeah,
Bobby party.
You invite Diddy? You got the Diddy? He's out.
Adults only, Josh.
Do you hear the story on that dude? Like he basically, after they said no to the RICO charge and all the other stuff, they said he was not guilty. He started demanding that he speak to the judge personally. Started saying like, yeah, like basically like there's nothing's gonna happen to me. I'll do maybe like a year or two and I'll be out and I'll get whatever it is. He's basically started telling the judge what to do. Yeah, it was random, man.
Because
demanding that he speak to the judge privately, no lawyers involved. Like that's a little weird, dude.
I have my theories based on, it's out of our pay grade as far as what's going on in that whole situation. But like the whole time when he was going through it, I was just like, what is he getting charged for? Really, at the end of the day,
being a freak isn't illegal.
It's not illegal. But if you're messing with the wrong people and ruffling feathers that you shouldn't be ruffling, they can throw all those charges at you and try to bring you down. And if nothing else, make you look really bad. Like everybody's like, oh my God, he had all this baby oil. And I was like, all right, well, what are you going to do with all this baby oil? Because people are like, oh, this is so nasty or whatever. I was like, what is he doing with all the baby oil? Spraying all over, rub baby oil on yourself. Like what? Like, but nobody knew. They were just going by speculations that were thrown out there saying, oh my God, Puppy got caught with all this baby oil. It's like, okay.
Yeah, no one cares. I think people were, in the beginning, people were speculating that it was HGB. So it was like the date rape drug. Because there was a lot of speculation.
And people drinking baby oil?
No. He had replaced the baby oil with HGB and had a bunch of bottles of that.
They proved that to not be true.
Yeah, they proved that to not be true. But I'm saying that was the speculation in the beginning, that he had thousands of bottles. Why would he have baby oil? Well, is it really baby oil? They're like, no, it's HGB, like the date rape drug. Because everyone, remember, the biggest talk was all about how people were getting drugged at these parties, not even knowing they were getting drugged. And then all of a sudden they were, involved.
Like people didn't know they were getting drugged. It's like, come to the party where the drugs at. They're like, all right, over there. You're like, come on, you know how it is in those places. Everybody wants to be rolling or something else.
What do you mean? I know how it is in those places.
Yeah, you know how it is, Josh.
People you run with.
Well, I guess we can say now a Diddy party is still better than an Epstein party, right?
Yeah, I mean, apparently there was no such thing as an Epstein party. I mean, they just came out with all that. That's another thing. This is like, it's so strange to me. Just, I guess I'm going to go back to the Diddy. I feel like he's possibly maybe an informant now. Like, what is he supposed to be ratting on people now? Is he supposed to be
I don't
to
think
get
he's-
off?
I think it is. I don't think he's an informant. They just said shut up. It's like in a lot of times when you get in those places in the higher level, it's like you know your role and play your pace because that's what he did originally. I mean, what they were saying before, whatever, is that he wanted more. Like everybody knew Ciroc of what? Diddy. That's all people knew it was. Ciroc was Diddy. So,
Yeah.
and he was making a bunch of money with it, but the people that owned it were making tremendous amount of money. So if you're him, you're saying, I'm only making 5% of this. However, 5% could be $50 million or whatever. It's like, I want more. It's like, instead of wanting more, shut your mouth up and take what they give you. That's what it has to be in most of these companies. Like Prime, who owns Prime?
Logan, KSI, a couple other guys, Mams. Yeah, there's a crew, like a
But how
group
much
of
does
them.
Logan actually own of it? I
Good
heard it was
question,
like a very tiny percent, but he's the face of it. So in a sense, like in a case like him, because anywhere you go, like we were in Spain, they had Prime everywhere out there. Logan's not funding all that. But if they have a person that's very polarized, somebody that's out there in the public that they can use to be the face of your company, then that's all people think of is, oh, that's Logan Paul. Logan Paul's Prime. He's pushing it all over the place. And of course, he can say it's his company because he owns a
Well, there's
small
that battle
percentage of
now,
it.
right now, between Messi and Logan Paul's company, between Prime, because they have this very similar drink, but then also too the bottles look very similar. Has like that different. It basically has like the logo. I don't know if it's Argentina or if it's Spain or if it's Portugal. I don't know what it is, but anyways, their marketing is very similar. The bottles look exactly the same. Just one's written in another language and the other one says Prime. So it's
So who's
interesting.
going after who? Prime's going after
I
them?
think Prime's going after them, but it's
Can you look that
they
up,
look exactly alike.
Peter?
Yes, sir.
Because I'd be interested to know how much he owns of it. But that's nobody knows, and I don't want to be a person that says, "Oh, this is what happened." But I can see at some point him settling for a deal because if they want to, if the big boys want to put pressure on you to listen to them and tell you to shut up, then they can put pressure on you and tell you to shut up.
I do agree with you that he pissed somebody off.
Yes,
That's
Yeah.
how this whole thing. That's how a lot of these moments happen, right? Is someone gets out of line or starts going after, irritating the wrong people, and next thing you know, you're behind bars being investigated for all this stuff,
And
and
you're
your
like-
whole history.
and
comes
you can't say
out-
anything about it because how I looked at it, the elevator scene where the hotel scene where he threw Cassie and everything like that, I was like, whoever had that video and held that video for all that time, they should be prosecuted also.
Oh yeah.
So this is that's Prime, and then that's Lionel Messi
Moss
on the
Plus.
side. They're exactly,
I heard Messi had it first.
but possibly like so. It's basically stemming around that I guess that Messi is says the lawsuit revolves around Prime Hydration co-owner Logan Paul and KSI and Lionel Messi's drink. Says Prime initiated accused of massive copyrights. Their packaging design, while Moss Plus is
Come on,
countersuing.
Josh, you're Mexican, bro. Speak proper Spanish
Yeah.
here, dog.
Says,
Come on.
I mean,
Yeah, and chat says that it's Logan Paul and KSI are the two co-founding owners. There's a couple silent owners, but the percentages are kept secret or are private.
huh?
I heard it's very tiny. Very, very
Okay,
tiny
well,
percentage.
I mean,
you never know.
I mean, I'm sure he gets bonused up then. If you're going to do a smaller deal like that, you get bonus when you meet numbers.
how much of Ciroc does P. Diddy own?
Bobby, be careful. You're asking all the wrong questions,
I'm
bro.
not saying anything.
Do you drink? Do you drink Ciroc?
No.
No.
I'm sure I've had it at some point.
For a while, man, their apple vodka was the shit. People were.
Do you like
just-
the flavored stuff?
I didn't really, but like honestly, when the Ciroc apple one came out, I was like, oh, I get it. I understand. You know,
Something
it's
different.
actually tastes a little bit better when you shoot it for shots. You know, but yeah,
It's funny now.
I like
No one-
peach.
Peach?
Yeah, I like peach, but I do the.
Do people still drink Ciroc?
I don't know, man. I haven't had vodka in a long time, man. I switched to whiskey and bourbon for a while.
They're in the most They are.
in the club.
You just got to go to the right ones, the right places.
Yeah.
Bobby would know.
I'm in all the wrong places.
Yeah.
Where I go, people drink Tito's.
Yeah. That's true, man. Oh,
It ain't.
Yeah, go to
American
black
made.
clubs. Those are the highest consumers.
Yeah.
everyone out there doing the Carlton.
What do we have? What do we have on it?
All right,
Did
so
you say?
didn't put money down. He received 50-50 profit split with Diego of U.S. Ciroc sales. He does not own 50% of the brand itself, just a share of the profits. He was called a brand builder.
So Ciroc's owned by a bunch of European dudes.
Yeah.
Bunch of
Right.
bigwigs.
Yeah.
And then the
Bunch of
same
big
with Prime 2, KSI. It looks like KSI and Logan Paul are just the small percentage owners. The majority owners are from Conglomerate Beverages,
Yeah.
which is Max Clemens and Trey Steger.
Yeah,
See,
all those companies, all they do is
Yeah.
they look at a face, but then all we know of the face is the person. So think of somebody like Logan. He's pushing it everywhere. He had the deal with WWE. He's all over the place. And if they're giving him, let's say $10 million a month, or let's say $2 million a month, and then he looks at it, and then this company like blows up, is doing just astronomical, and he's like, well, I'm this company. You know, after a while, I'm this company. Everybody knows me by Prime. So he goes back to the people that that are the real owners and saying, "Hey, look, I want a larger percentage."
No.
Well, also
Yeah.
it's similar to like, so I used to work for Vitamin Water, and they all thought it was 50 cents brand, but he was similar to this, where he's just a spokesperson for us.
Yeah,
And then so they put the marketing behind him. It looks like his drink. It's all that kind of stuff. The rumors are going around, but their goal is ultimately to sell it and then start another one, because that's what they do. I mean, they start this brand, they sell it, they start it again.
That's exactly where I was going. Like
Yep.
it really came down to like Prime started right before he fought Floyd Mayweather, right?
Yeah.
Sometime around there. Great time to start it.
Yep.
Logan's going to be fighting Floyd. Let's go and start a company. Once we start this company, we'll blow it up for say 2-3 years, turn around and sell it to Coca-Cola like they did with Vitamin Water, right? Sell it to Coca-Cola for what? 1.2 billion or something like that?
Yep.
Yeah. It just makes sense. Like let's get in, let's get out. Like let's make as much, let's hustle, get it going. Use these two guys' names, one in the UK, one in the States. I mean, they're doing the right,
And
the
they're
right
getting
work.
a percentage. Well, they're getting a percentage of sales. So obviously they're like, yo, let's
Yeah, let's
market
push it,
this,
let's push it.
We get more. And then
Push
when
it.
they also have some stock, I'm assuming. So whenever it does sell, just like 50 was paid in also stock,
Mhm.
then when it sells for $1 billion, you're getting a cut of that also.
well,
So,
That depends on the company you sell it to. Like with Coca-Cola, you get stock for Coca-Cola.
yeah,
So like,
which
you-
is still
which is no, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But if you sell it to some shitty ass company, you're like, oh, I don't really want stock in that. I'll just sell my stock now and get out while they do the merger.
Well, can you take a company like Prime and pull Logan away from it and KSI away from it and think that it's still going to prosper?
it depends on who they put in place or that kind of thing.
You couldn't do it
'Cause-
with Ciroc. Nobody else is going to be. It's.
Ciroc's a dying company though. So, I mean, the fact that Diddy was over
I
there saying
don't know
let's do
about
more.
dying.
We were just asking if it was alive. Like, is it still around?
Yeah, but
No,
to
you're-
Bobby's
you-
point,
it's
we
the
don't
wrong
know.
market. You're not in that.
Yeah, we
market.
don't know, bro.
You're in that Coors Light and Tito's market. What are you talking about?
American Wheatley.
That's a huge market.
Michelob Ultra and Tito's, Bobby.
Okay, ultras. I'm
Come on, we're in Frisco, dog. Come on.
this
That's what-
guy.
He's right, though.
Ciroc is a huge company, and it's getting bigger.
Yeah. I mean,
I'd like to see the stats on that if it's getting bigger.
but okay,
I'd like to see
like
that.
who's big? Grey Goose is big, right?
Yeah.
I
I
think
mean, you have
Tito's kinda took the
Absolute, you got
market.
Grey Goose, you got Absolute, you got what's that new? There's one called Effin.
Yeah.
There's a couple
Yeah.
other ones.
They just don't have the right people
I don't know.
behind
Yeah,
it.
yeah. Vodka
You have
for
to
me
put
is
somebody behind it.
Sure.
Yeah,
Tito's
right.
is the brand
Tito's is the
because
number
it
one.
went- it
Tito's is the number
It
one.
went gluten free. Everybody's gluten. I'm in.
Yeah.
I was like, how much gluten does all the other ones
I know,
have?
because the
They're made from
name is
potatoes.
not.
Okay.
No offense to all my homies named Tito, but just the name isn't like,
Yeah.
this cool brand, right?
Hey,
I
It
think
worked though.
It worked. I think what worked for them was that it's American made. That was what the biggest.
Named Tito's.
so there's
Yeah, which is weird.
Yeah.
It's American made, named Tito's. I mean, it took off on like on the West Coast. It was like
Yeah.
everyone now doesn't even bother. They just say, "Hey, just give me
But
Tito's."
to Bobby's point, I don't think we're hanging out at places that are serving Ciroc.
Yeah, you're not.
So we wouldn't know, just like they wouldn't know about Tito's.
I think every bar I hang out at probably serves Ciroc. I just don't get it.
But the people in there are not buying
The
it.
clientele. That's
They have like one bottle.
yeah.
And when somebody comes and asks her, they're like, do we sell Ciroc right here? But if you go to the right club,
definitely
they have every flavor of
but
Ciroc.
it never was on the top shelf. I mean, that's normally where we look. So it never was there. So
Dang.
that's why.
So,
Don't ever tell me that was a
shelf
top.
Well,
Don't ever tell me that was a top shelf vodka. Please don't tell me that. Not that Tito's is either, by the way. Tito's is not either.
Tito's is in
top
the
shelf.
Tito's is in
Yeah.
the well, dude.
Really? Oh no! That's what I'm saying. Not that Tito's was on the top shelf. That's what I meant.
Oh, yeah.
No.
Tito's
so like
is-
Kettle One, Grey Goose.
Yeah.
Like Grey Goose also, I think
Absolute.
makes like Absolute, Chopin, but even Absolute's is not a top shelf.
No.
Absolute's like that.
No,
yeah,
no,
but
no.
the top ones are. There's a couple of the really good ones.
So since we're talking about business, let's go back to what we were talking about originally. You taking the fight now, and this is just a question I have. Do you get into a fight and sell the fight, or do you get into the fight because of the sport of the fight? Because I think that's the biggest thing with everything. I was having this conversation yesterday. Like, are you going to start a feud with Nate in order to get this fight, or is it just going to be like, let's shake hands and have a good fight?
Well, there's already been like a little bit of a, not really a feud. It's kind of been one sided, like on his part. He doesn't like me. Like every time I see him, he won't even say hi to me, nothing. I'm like, I already beat you. Like I already finished you. I don't understand what the problem is. Like, and I'm over here trying to be nice to you.
How many
Like,
people,
I'm not
how
a
many
douche.
people knocked out Nate?
Here's the thing, me.
Okay, so
But my point, no,
why-
but why can't you still just be like, hey man, what's up? I'm down to do beef if you want. I mean, like, I don't give a shit. Like to me, like his whole thing where he got the fight with Nate with Masvidal, talked about this whole West Coast gangster versus East Coast gangster kind of thing. Bro, you're not a gangster, dude. Your real name's Nathaniel.
I know.
Like,
but-
fuck off.
I know, but with the fight business right now, I keep saying the fight business. It has to be a business. If it's not a business, then it's just
So-
fighting. And I don't think anybody really buys fights.
No, you're right. You're right,
Okay.
because I think there's this perception, especially today, where, and it's even the way the contracts are drawn, and you know the marketing fee, so to speak. It's almost like you're getting paid to promote,
Yes,
not to fight.
it's a business, and
Yeah.
and you look at the people that are doing good business. Like Jake Paul understands the business of fighting, and he keeps like teetering between the sport of fighting and the business of fighting. He knows the business. The business is what made him the money. He put, when him and Tyson did that fight down there at the Cowboy Stadium, he put more people in the seats than the Cowboys did.
Mhm.
So that's the business of fighting. So, going back at it is like, are you going into the business of fighting to make some money, or are you going in there because you just want to have another fight? Because that's a hard thing. Because like, look at Chandler and Conor. They're talking about doing a fight. It'll probably sell. Chandler's been losing all of his fights, and he's going to go out there and have a fight with Conor. It's going to do good numbers because they're going to
Well, if
talk
it's at
trash
the
to
White
each
House,
other.
it'll do good numbers.
No, I don't think anywhere it's going to do good numbers because Conor is going to go and sell the fight.
I know Chandler can sell. Chandler does a great job of selling. Now he hasn't
Yeah.
won his last fights, but one thing, and you guys know, is that Chandler, he can cut a promo pretty well. He's not bad on the mic.
He's
So
always
with-
fun to watch
Yeah,
too,
and
and I
that's-
think him and Connor is that matchup that no matter where they're at in their careers, clearly neither guy's in their prime, but we're gonna watch.
Yeah, Chandler understands the business aspect of it. He knows the fights he gets into. He could probably lose, but he's going to make them exciting, and that's all he says. And he's running with it. He's in that culture of those guys that are doing the influencers and everything like
Okay.
that. He's ramped up with Grant Cardone and all those different guys. He's in that circle, so he knows the money. So he's just trying to get the money grabs.
Okay,
And if
so
he-
what it is though here with Chandler, okay, and I'm not knocking him at all, is that you still have to win fights. So Kevin Holland, right, explodes onto the scene during COVID, wins like 4 or 5 fights in a row, fights like every 4 weeks or whatever it is, and he's just constantly fighting, fresh in the people's minds, getting wins. Then he starts goofing around and fucking off inside the cage and starts losing. And while he's losing, he's talking to the crowd, he's talking to Dana, and he loses the fight. People get sick of that. And all of a sudden now, like, he got that big fight with Chimaev, made over $1 million. But people looked at it as like a joke. Like, this dude doesn't even care anymore. He's made so much money. So then he doesn't, now all of a sudden, I think the UFC has sat him down and said, hey, you need to start winning some fights. He's racked off 3 wins in a row now. Now people are like, shit, dude, this is the Kevin Holland we fell in love with. The one that fucking can really fight. So there's a difference. People are talking already about him fighting, like basically getting back into the title hunt now. He's back in the rankings. He's doing
But
well. He's already got his next fight scheduled.
Well, wait.
170.
Okay, where did he fight Chimaev off?
Well, he made 170, but then he fought Chimaev at 185.
Yeah,
or
he wasn't
180
going in there to win, so he just wanted to have fun. I have to.
No, it was a
disagree
last
with-
minute. Oh, he was a last minute replacement, literally the day of.
But I have to disagree with you because people love him more because of that personality. He's not like that weight class is fucking.
But you can have a personality and still win. That's that's what I'm getting
People
at.
don't have to. You're telling me that Chandler's getting paid less and less and less? Like he's not making a lot of money?
No, he's
Chandler's
making a lot of money.
How he's lost like the
What I'm
last,
saying though is that he had
5 or 6 fights,
but he also has the reputation of being a champion from Bellator, a multiple time champion. Not only that, he puts on some of the best fights. His fights have always been exciting.
But you said he has to win.
He's won a lot of those fights. He beat Benson Henderson. He beat Eddie Alvarez. Like he's.
I think you
But
guys
those
are.
those
I
before.
think you guys are both right. Rare moment, yes, but
Switch
you guys
on.
are both right because I think
I'm right.
Yes, Bobby is
Writer.
writer. Because look, the truth is, if Chandler and Connor gets booked tomorrow, that is bigger than Topuria versus Islam.
Ooh.
It is.
No, it's not.
From a pure hype
Is
perspective.
it at the White House?
But
Yes.
Then if it's at the White House, then yes, it is.
Hold on.
If it's not at the White House, no, it's not.
Well,
It's not.
But Connor.
No, it's not. Dude, people
no,
are in the
I'm-
John Jones category right now with Connor. We're done with him.
Nah.
Dude, John,
Nah,
No
almost.
way.
We're
Dude,
getting there.
Who's done with John Jones? No one is.
bro, what are you talking
Every
about?
headline talks about John Jones.
That's because
Everything.
John Jones is putting himself in the media. That's it, but no one cares.
Yes, bull. Yes, they
Now,
do.
now, I'm not speaking again. To clarify, I'm not speaking to the quality of the fight. I mean, Islam and Topuria would be freaking amazing. Those are the best guys in the world. But to your point, it's more about hype these days
Yes.
than the actual substance.
100%.
And
That's
if two two English-speaking guys that have big fan, Connor's the biggest draw of all time.
Yeah.
If he comes back and fights Chandler in at the White
You mean
House,
Khabib is the biggest draw of all time? He was only good when he fought Khabib.
No.
Connor made Nate and
not
Connor
giving-
took Khabib and Nate to the next
Yes,
level
he did.
because they beat
Everyone.
him.
Uh-huh.
And credit to them for taking advantage of the moment. Their stardom
Yeah,
took
absolutely.
off. It's the Connor effect. So Connor
It's the
still
heel effect.
yes, but Connor, the biggest draw. That's fact.
Yes, no, I get what you're saying.
top 5 pay-per-views are all his
Okay, so
essentially.
so Ilya Topuria's last fight with Charles Oliveira did 1.2 million views, 1.18. John Jones has never broke a million.
But based
never.
off what? Where are you getting this info from?
It's on public now. They've already made it public. He did 1.18.
Who made it public?
They were talking about it in the press conference. Had numbers in terms of like.
So the UFC gave those numbers?
No, the UFC did not. He said
Okay.
Dana said I haven't seen them yet, but it said it's already beaten. Like it's right around that Real Madrid numbers when they play Barcelona and they play other.
Views or buys?
He said buys, but
Yeah.
Come on, there was no hype around Islam versus Charles, dude.
There was.
no, not Islam. I said.
I mean, sorry,
Topuria.
Topuria, but there was no
Charles.
hype around that
But
fight.
and then
You don't think so?
And then
Oh my
The,
gosh.
the fight itself was spectacular, and this is not against those guys. I love them; they're amazing. Topuria is my favorite fighter right now, but
Yeah.
he doesn't have the
I like
heat
Jan
yet.
Silva.
He's not.
You who?
John Silva. Gene Silva.
Oh,
Oh
yeah. I
yeah,
like him
yeah.
too.
No,
He's-
these
he's
guys are
fun.
so good, but I think we're at an era of a lot of guys are very good, if not great.
Yeah.
They're not getting the hype.
Because they're too good. They're too good with
No.
nothing behind them. Evolve all these different people. You can't sell. Why wouldn't they give him a title shot?
Can I say this?
Because you're the one always saying there's no stars, and you're not.
No, but they are now. Like that's what I just said this on my
They're
last
not.
week. I said
Topuria's not a star in the States
know.
yet. He's on
No.
his way. That's why they need to take Topuria to Spain and sell out a soccer stadium.
Yes.
So
And help
Topuria,
him elevate. But
Topuria to me right now is becoming he's really popular in the States. I think obviously in the UK and the Europe and stuff, he's huge. Huge. I'm going to say that. But then with John Silva, I think what I'm saying though is, and we have stars that are there, but what we've done is we've hung on to the old guard too long. We're trying to hang on to Conor McGregor. We're trying to hang on to John Jones. Why? Push these guys that have personalities and they have fighting styles. They attract people. Ilya Taporia, Jean Silva, Kai Bahalo, like that whole nerd crew is fucking.
Yeah,
they're all fun. They're all.
Yeah.
Maybe some of them will lose. Maybe they won't. We haven't seen them lose yet. So a Proth is just lost.
You're doing this. You're doing the same thing that I believe a lot of people do in the wrestling business. In the wrestling business, they're sitting there talking about, and especially with the company that I'm with right now, they're talking about these guys like, oh, he's a star, he's a star, he's a star, and I'm like, no, he's a star to the wrestling fans. The same thing in MMA. There are stars in the MMA community. They're not stars. And those people that you may not like are bigger stars that have transcended the business. If they can't transcend the business and do something outside it, they're not a star. They're not going to bring in those casual fans. I guarantee if you walk down the street and you say, do you know who Ilya Taporia is? And do you know who John Jones is? Way more people are going to say John Jones. Regardless of anything you say with it, he has way more of a fan base. And even if those guys do numbers, pay-per-view or whatever, there's so much outside of that, a business that the UFC can capitalize on more with a John Jones than an Ilya Taporia.
So isn't that a biased opinion though, based on the fact that the reason why we say that is if I walk down the street in the US, John Jones is American. Everyone's gonna be like, yeah, I know who John is.
Overseas also.
No.
Yeah.
Well, John is also a very recognizable figure.
Yeah,
you know,
being tall, big,
he's
brothers
all
played in the NFL.
He's all over the news, and he's in his stuff.
Not in a good way.
Sometimes it doesn't matter. Like even my son yesterday, he was like, the minute John Jones said he's back in the testing pool, my son was like, John Jones is back in the testing pool. Who are they talking about? Everywhere. All the media is talking about John Jones. He's not even fighting. This dude's out in Thailand having a good time and everything like that. Anything he does. Yesterday, he posted something where he opened up a garage and he brought some guys and everybody's like, oh my God, John Jones. What did Ilya do last week?
Knock somebody out.
After that.
I mean, that's the crazy thing. Look, he's amazing.
That.
Topuria is amazing. I love him. I think the run he's on now is all time.
Yep.
The guys he's beaten, and not just beaten, but knocked out. But still, this does not. When Conor knocked out Aldo, come on, dude, that was like holy.
It's hard to beat the first though. He was the first person to really captivate the market, and the UFC helped him along.
But come on, that was huge. At that moment, the whole world, everyone was talking about him.
Absolutely.
He became a global superstar.
But there's people that have the it factor and there's people that don't. And I keep going back to professional wrestling because I believe every sport is basically professional wrestling is sports entertainment. Every sport is. I don't care what you say. We could debate this all day long. It's all sports entertainment. So the people that are if you have the it factor in fighting, you have the it factor because there's great fighters in there. Like look at Stipe. Stipe was a champion forever, doing great stuff. Nobody cared. I'm sorry, nobody cared. There's a lot of good fighters in there that I love watching. Me and my son watch everything all the time. And we're like, oh, we love that guy. Oh, we love that guy. Oh, we love that guy. But nobody knows him. Even some of the people that are in fighting don't even know him, that like to watch fighting, don't even know him. It's because I have a lot of guys that I wrestle with. We go and we talk about different bets and I'll throw out a name. And they're like, I don't even know who that guy is, because there's guys that are like transcending the business. There's guys that are big names. There's guys that have the it factor, and there's guys that just simply don't. It doesn't really matter what they do. They just won't have it. Like you talk about somebody like Nate. Nate has this it factor that people love. His brother doesn't even have it, and they're right in the same household. And his brother's actually better than him.
No, his brother had it. His brother just chose to avoid it for a long time, and then other issues going on. But with Nate, he keeps himself just enough in the light, but also makes himself very present. Nick never wanted to go to like other fights. Nick never wanted to go to like UFC events. He never wanted to make himself really that public. Nate is different. He will show up with his crew and they will all go and do this event and do this and do that. Like Nate's a little bit different in that aspect.
But he also had, again, going back to what was his big signature career turning defining moment.
And Conor said it.
Beating Conor. And then they went on and had a rematch, and that was just as huge, and barely lost that one. Some people thought was a lot closer than it was, but he had that defining, everyone has that defining moment, right? That takes them to the next level. And
you need a heel.
Yeah,
like
for
I
sure.
would say it, sports entertainment, you need a heel. And that's where Ilya is going to get held back on, because he doesn't have that heel.
Oh, I think
he's fighting other baby faces. Who's the heel?
Well, for him, he's got two. He's got Islam, who he's chasing, who's also one of the great. Stop. The guy sells. The guy sells pretty well on pay-per-views. Like, I'm not just being biased because I've trained with him and I know him personally. Just simply put, if you put If you put Ilya he's going to have to go up to 170 to beat Islam if he beats JDM. That's a 3-division champion. That's fights bigger than any other fight they've done in UFC history outside of Conor and Khabib.
And anybody.
Anybody. I'm like, it's gonna end up being huge. He'll be the only person to ever do it.
It's gonna be because of that, not because of the people that are in it. If they were both fighting at 155,
I thought you said like that you have to still promote all this and they have to have stars. Both of those guys are stars.
Because something's behind it. It's the fact of him doing something that's never been done before.
I guess what I'm getting at though is, look, let's just be honest. That the American crowd is not. They support every other person. They don't need to have to support an American. Other countries support their people.
Yes.
Canada supports GSP, Rory McDonald, whoever's from Canada, right? Europeans, Tom Aspinall, Michael Bisping, Patty, they support them. Ilya, they support them. People from the Middle East, they're going to support them, okay? Even though the Russians and the Dagestanis, like they're in the Middle East a lot, they've got support all through Russia as well as in the Middle East. They are huge stars wherever they go. Just because they're not stars here in the States doesn't mean shit. They sell. That's where like our biased opinion gets fucking like washed over. Is it we don't recognize it because we're not over there. Like you cannot walk around Islam and Habib and all the other daggies that are in Russia. Like you can't walk around them in the Middle East. They get fucking mobbed.
In their own area.
Russia's not a small country, dude.
But we're talking about.
You're talking only the United States. You're talking only the United States.
So
when I was in the middle.
So those guys are doing the record numbers in all their fights.
I was in the Middle East. I was in Riyadh when John Jones walked up with Mike Tyson. People didn't even recognize John Jones. They only recognized Mike Tyson. It was in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia.
If I go to Riyadh, I get mobbed there.
John Jones didn't. I was standing right there. Walked into the venue with him. Did not get mobbed. Mike Tyson
was with
did.
Mike, yeah, but that's Mike
Did.
Tyson.
I get it.
But this goes, yeah. But anyone next to Tyson's gonna be
forgotten,
second fiddle. But
Yeah.
6'5", forgotten, 6'4", whatever he is, forgotten.
Dude, Mike Tyson, dude.
No,
hey, Josh.
Mike Tyson.
I mean, it goes back
That's
to
like 5'7".
It doesn't matter. It's Mike Tyson. He has a big tattoo on his face. Everybody knows.
Everyone knows Mike Tyson. At one point in time, Tyson was one of the most recognizable guys in the world. But it goes back to our conversation earlier. Ciroc is big in some places and not in others, and Tito's is huge in some. But it's what market do you need to be like going back to fighting and paper like. You need to be big in America. The U.S. drives the fight world.
Yes.
In terms of revenue. Now, you could get paid crazy amount of money to go to fight in Saudi Arabia. We know that, but that's not about generating revenue.
Part of the reason why we're over there is because who we have on top. We don't even have an American champion in the UFC.
Yeah, we do.
Who? John Jones?
Kayla Harrison.
Oh, yeah. And John Jones.
No, he's not. He's retired. He's done.
Oh, yeah.
He vacated that title.
Yes, sir.
And people are glad. They've washed their hands of him. He's done.
No, they did.
We're happy.
No, they did.
We are so happy that it's moved on. We are.
They did.
Well,
okay, who's going to make Aspinall a star?
He'll just win fights. Winning fights will make him a star.
No, he won't.
Yes.
It didn't work for Stipe.
It doesn't always do that.
Why do you think
Josh,
he waited that long?
that.
Why wouldn't he fight Cyril Gahn? He had Cyril Gahn right there. Why wouldn't he be preparing for him the whole time?
He won't fight him.
What?
Cyril turned it down twice. Do you ever follow the sport? Should I carry you along? Hold you along? He turned it down twice.
No, he is right. I mean, Josh, I will challenge your.
So he doesn't want to be a champ?
Who?
Cyril Gahn.
No, he turned the fight down. That was said by Dana. He's like, no, the fight has been turned. I don't know if he was injured. I don't know if he just didn't want to do it at that moment.
Winning fights definitely helps, and you need to do that. But it doesn't always. There's so many guys that are so good. We just had that conversation. The guys that are slept on and underrated or should be bigger stars, and for various reasons are not, even though they're amazing. So you need that signature moment. You need to beat that guy, that heel. You need to have that fight. But and I don't think it's a good thing, but it is the reality of the situation.
Yeah.
Well, look,
guys are underappreciated.
I'm on your side.
Joe Rogan believes in it. That's why he brought Patty into the cage to stand in front, and everybody's like, "Oh!" And Dana was like, "No." But Patty would be a huge fight with Ilya.
But that goes back to what I was saying, though. Why are we holding them back? Why are we trying to keep the old guard? Joe Rogan saw the future and said, Patty and Ilya is the fight to make. Dana said no. Why are we holding on to the John Joneses? Why are we holding on to the Conor McGregors? Why are we holding on to that?
Well, John's different than Conor, though.
Okay,
John,
yeah, you're right. Conor is way different than John.
Because right now,
Because
right? Yes. Yeah.
Because this is what the fans want. It's what the
Okay,
fans want, not what the
the fans don't.
Yes,
you keep saying the fans want to see John Jones. People are tired of it, dude. We want to wash our hands. I guess you're a different market.
You're in the
right. You're a Ciroc market. I'm a Tito's market.
No, you're in the hardcore.
Yeah.
You're in the hardcore basis of fighting. If you look at outside of the fighting world, people want to see John Jones.
No, people want to see John Jones fight.
Yes.
They don't want to see him. That's the problem.
Yeah, that's why he keeps teasing it.
But to your, I think to your point, Josh, people were just frustrated with the lack of activity and do something.
Picking his
defend
opponents, picking a 42-year-old instead of fighting Tom Aspinall, who was the interim champion. Like that to me, that's the truth. But you're like, it's hard for you to say that I'm the GOAT, I'm the greatest. Which I'll honestly, outside the steroids accusation, I honestly believe he's the GOAT. I honestly believe I'm a GSP fan over him.
Okay, when did GSP retire?
Right after the Bisping fight.
But how old was he? First retirement.
First time I think he was like 35, 34.
First, I think he was even younger than that.
Yeah, probably. He might have been.
Yeah,
He might
So
have been.
why aren't people saying that he should have stayed in when he was 38 to go and fight the
GSP's been a bigger draw than John Jones, though.
That's
his whole
besides the
career.
point. I'm saying when he decided to retire, he retired. Nobody said, "Oh, you got to fight this new guy that came out," and there's a new guy that's tough.
He did it in the cage. He said, "I'm going to take a break in the cage. I'm done. I'm going to take a break." He did it. No,
That's
stop.
besides the
Stop.
point.
No, it's not. No. If John would have said in the cage after he beat Stipe, I'm gonna take a break. I'm gonna see, or I'm done for right now. People would have said, "Okay, fine. He doesn't need to fight Tom Aspinall." That 100%. It's different when you do it in the cage instead of leading people on over and over. Let me fight Stipe. I'm going to fight Stipe. That was the fight to make. Dana wanted that fight. Everyone got behind it. Okay, fine. We'll watch you beat up on a 42, 43-year-old. We get it. Okay, cool.
the greatest heavyweight in history.
Kane was, I think, pretty up there. But anyways, go ahead.
No, but Stipe has the most. I mean, based off the numbers,
Title defense,
not
yes.
necessarily the eye test, but
No, Stipe was, he's phenomenal, bro. I think he's absolutely one of the greatest. Absolutely. Yeah. But you're fighting a 42-year-old. You're 37, 38 years old. Okay? I'm just speaking what.
So it's 4 years.
I'm speaking.
How old is Tom?
Hello. The difference between
What is
37.
Tom,
Tom is
28?
28?
Something like
So
that. Right?
he's trying to fight a guy 11 years older than
Okay,
him.
so all those guys, yeah. He's a champion. I want the title. He said,
GSP was a champion.
Even said, when he's gone, I'm good. I'll fight whoever now.
He's
got to fight now. He's got to fight now.
He wants John so he can say give his title some credibility. Because if he beats everybody in the weight class, he will not get credibility.
Did you not hear his interview? Did you not hear his interview recently? He said, "Look,
interview. What?
So you're just making words up?
No,
you're making this up."
Okay.
He's straight up just said, "I don't care if I fight John Jones. I want the title." Whatever the undisputed title is, that's all I care about. Now that he's gone, who cares? Who's next? He's already got his fight booked. They haven't announced it yet, but he's like, I have a fight. I have a date.
You think it's going to sell big numbers?
Depends on where they do it. I think they'll sell well in the UK. I don't think they're going to sell well if they came to the States.
Why not?
He's British or he's English, whatever you want to call him.
He is British.
Yeah, he's British. I don't. It's like you're continuing like this whole like U.S. market thing.
I'm not about the U.S. market.
You are super biased.
I'm talking about outside of the actual sport. Like I said before, the same thing with pro wrestlers. Pro wrestlers are saying that there's certain people that's the greatest, and I'm like Roman Reigns is a huge name. If I told you even some of the greatest technicians in there, like a Shawn Michaels, you know who Shawn Michaels is?
Yeah, I know Shawn Michaels.
Okay,
that's more my era.
Okay.
Old school.
More of your era. Okay. If we talk about some of the hardcore wrestling fans, like Will Ospreay, have you seen him?
No.
The guy is friggin' incredible in the ring. Incredible. Roman Reigns hardly does anything. Roman Reigns is just a star. He's a star. Mm-hmm. And people get pissed off at him because he can just walk in and do one clothesline and then walk around the ring and he'll have the whole crowd going crazy. As opposed to some of the people that I've seen, and even in AEW, that'll do some amazing stuff. Yeah, the crowd will cheer for him, but they won't. He's not going to be a bigger star than this other person. Some people just have that plain it factor, and there's different levels of an it factor. Mm-hmm. And I think even in the fight world, there's some people that have, like Tom Aspinall. I'm sorry, people like the hardcore MMA fans are like, yes, this is our guy. This is our guy. This is our guy. I've seen him fight, and like, is he going to be a star without John Jones? Absolutely not. I don't
Okay,
think so.
so I can't tell you yes or no. I don't think there's a big enough sample size on him yet. The other thing too is that he hasn't defended the undisputed title yet. I think if he wins 2 or 3 in a row, and they start pumping up, the UFC does what really well? They can make you believe that the guy on the lowest totem pole there is all of a sudden a star. Let's be honest, man. For a while, they had us thinking that Ronda Rousey could box Floyd Mayweather. They were spewing that like as if it was true. She could box Floyd Mayweather. Have you not seen Floyd Mayweather? He's tiny. She could beat him. That's the type of shit that was.
Nobody believed that.
That is the type of shit that they spew. Like their marketing team is the best in the business. Better than boxing. Better than any of them. They are the best.
But nobody believed that. Nobody believed.
Bobby.
I understand you could tell them anything, but nobody's gonna believe it. As far as star potential, Ronda did have an it factor.
She did.
Ronda
Absolutely.
Okay,
absolutely.
So she wasn't the greatest fighter or anything like that.
You're misunderstanding what I'm trying to say. I'm trying to say that, like, look, Tom needs a bigger sample size. He does need a foe, and I've said this for every time. You need to have a heel, a nemesis. You need to have somebody that you can compete against,
and he doesn't have.
And he doesn't have one right now. But there are some guys that are in there that potentially Jailton Almeida could potentially be one. Jailton Almeida, Brazilian guy, but good jiu-jitsu. Could be. Look, I haven't seen a big enough sample size on him either, and I'm not overly impressed as much as other people.
Okay, the best guys aren't always stars, and the biggest stars aren't always the best guys.
Exactly. Like Tom Aspinall has a better chance of fighting Connor and becoming a star than anybody in the heavyweight division.
Man, why are you hating on the heavyweights, dude?
I'm not.
Did you look at him like that's my competition? Is that what you do?
But there's no.
Bro, you are salty
who's
today.
A star
you
in
came,
there?
Is this what happens when you miss
Who
me
is
this
a
much?
star?
You came in just fucking. You chose fucking violence this morning. You just came in.
He needs even though Alex Pereira lost. I think Alex would be a bigger draw for him. That'd be the best.
I would agree 100%.
He needs somebody like
But
that.
Alex is also 38, and he's on his way out. And Alex is a little chinny.
It's a real name.
Alex is a little chinny. It is a real 100%. It's a real
people
name.
still look at him as a boogeyman. That's scary.
Because he's got one crunch power. He can knock anybody out.
Yeah.
All right, let's go back to this. Hey, how do I get this fight?
Dang, he took all the anger and threw it right out.
I didn't throw it at him. I just know. Look, even if it's not Nate, how do I get like a Pettis fight? How do I get a? I think Benson would do it too for sure. But he's always
talk
training.
shit.
Yeah, are you going to be a heel, or would you be the heel or the baby face?
No, I think because everyone knows me for who I am. Here to go back to
he's going to be the heel.
To go back to your original question is that you were asking about the selling of the fight, this and that. Would I sell it? Look, anytime we've had contracts like with Bellator, Strikeforce, UFC, whatever it was, anytime you have a contract, sure you need to sell the fight, but the fight. The promotion builds it up, right? In this type of fight where I'd have to work for a promoter or do one fight, a one-off, your job is to promote the fight. That's, I think I came towards the end of social media. And so it wasn't as prevalent then. People were still trying to figure out, if you went back and looked at some of your original posts on social media, it's out fishing. Yeah. That's, you know what I mean? You're gosh, this is horrible, right? What was I doing? It was you didn't know what to do.
Sure.
So now it's just evolved into such a huge deal. So now if I was to get a fight like this, it would just straight be promotion. I'd fly to Stockton and I'd piss all over Stockton's floors and everything like that. I would just be there, I'd take my gats and my guns, right? I'm a real gangster. So, right? Right? These
Frisco,
are I show up. Just show up in Stockton and be like, yeah, I'm over here.
Are you going in the minivan?
Yeah, taking the minivan. Yeah. But do you see it? See, this is what I'm talking about. Is that people know that I'm a nice guy. I like to talk trash, but I'm a nice guy, and they're like, "Oh man, Josh." After I said the Nate thing on X, everyone's like, "Bro, come on, dude, you're too nice. Just say you want to fight him.
Because I'm a nice guy. Because you're from that generation, and that generation is a good generation. Mm-hmm. It's we
want to fight.
We looked at as I'm going to train hard, you train hard, let's have a competition, and people are going to watch it because of that. And I always say this: it's so hard in the United States because the United States is completely different from Japan and some of these other countries because they both like cheer for fighters. You go in there and fight, you are a hero, win or lose. And that's what makes these guys keep coming back because they want to keep fighting. Here in the United States, you lose a fight, everybody's like, oh, he's the greatest. Oh, he's the worst.
Yeah.
I mean, they hate you immediately. So you don't get the best fights in the United States because everybody's like, oh, I don't want to open up too much because if I open up too much, then if I get caught, then I'm down or something like this. And my whole life's over.
Well, the media helps. They help that whole situation by saying, oh man, this guy's so good. He's got one crunch power. And then at the end, when he loses, like Alex lost, Mia's like, nah, he's never really fought anybody that was a wrestler. He's never really had to fight anybody. Yeah, but that division is weak. They don't have a lot of strong fighters that are wrestlers, right?
Right.
They have Curtis Blades, or no, he's a heavyweight. They don't really have any good wrestlers at 205 or 185 right now. There's not a lot of good ones. So it's like they put him with the best matchups possible to get the crowd involved.
Yeah.
They did a great job, man. That guy could fucking fight.
Yeah.
Knocking out Izzy, getting knocked out too, but knocking out Izzy and then coming up and then winning the title the way he did. I mean, come on, man. There's nothing you could say about that.
Yeah.
The guy's fun.
Let's back to you, Josh. We know Bobby supports this because I think Bobby is somebody who's competing at a time when most people have stopped competing, right? So Bobby's all about that mindset and that life. I'm not sure I wanted you to fight just because I care about you, if I'm being honest. Like,
Ruining my dreams.
I'm just trying to balance it out. Like Bobby's all for it, and I get excited thinking about it, but then I also feel like I just don't want to see you get hurt. I just don't, it's different.
Yeah, it is.
Because I'm like looking at it not as a fan, as like
a friend,
somebody who sits here with you, who's known you, our kid, as a friend and like family, like our kids play together, and I'm just like, man, I don't want
our
your
kids are
to
only like
see
a couple
you-
weeks apart from each other.
Yeah.
Like both of them. So
I don't want your kids to see you hurt. You know what I mean? Those are the things I think about. And maybe that's just me being soft about it, as your friend, but as a industry professional, yeah, man, fight someone, all those names you mentioned. That's smart.
yeah,
That's, you want.
yeah, you're not calling out Jake Paul, who's 27 and 220 pounds.
Yeah,
and-
right.
like, yeah,
Those
we're not doing
are
that.
guys, that I think would those are appropriate matchups. But as your friend, man, honestly, I'm torn. Like, man, I don't, and that doesn't mean I don't have confidence in you. It's just, you know where I'm coming from. I'm sure people have
Sounds
told
like
you that.
No confidence.
Hey, I'm sure people have told you that, Josh. Like, hey, bro,
Don't want to catch these hands.
just call it.
I'm coming at it from a different point of view because I'm coming at it from I see where you're coming from because we're at that place where it's like we're months away or a year away or something like that of completely taking gloves off and putting them away and saying,
it's
I'm not doing this anymore because everything hurts and I don't want to do it anymore. Like I said, when I was rolling with Josh, a couple of weeks ago, I was like, oh man, I felt good and all those juices started flowing. So I know we have it. And as a fighter, you have that in your head that you're like, I want one more. So I'm looking at it in a place of, you're doing it in a smart way. You're not going it with no world beater. You know him. You don't even have to watch tape again. You already know everything about him. So go out there and have your fight. And it's hard because of the kids. Because when I told my daughter, she was like, Daddy, I don't want you to fight. And I was like, yeah, I get where you're coming from. But at the same time, it's something still in me as a man and as a fighter. It's like, I want to go out there and do it like one more time. Like I want to have a boxing match like we had talked about. I want to have something. And then I can give it up. Because when I stopped, it was just because I was going to take on wrestling full time. So I was still under Bellator contract. I'm still under the contract technically. So when I stopped, it went straight into professional wrestling. And I go into professional wrestling and I get some of these guys that are like want to be tough guys, and I'm just like, like just stop it. And I'm never like that, but I just want to go out there and just do something. I go start.
I've seen him do this a couple times when I'm talking to him. It gets me a little nervous sometimes.
I've seen more than a couple times.
It's just that competitive.
That gets me
edge.
excited. I'm like, oh, today is the day.
Today's the
Today
day.
is the day.
He's
Bobby's ready to kill
He's had
him.
enough of Josh. It's
Bobby's
like,
ready
we're
to
gonna
kill
wipe
him today.
we took a picture as soon as me and Josh were done. We took a picture and sent it to Mams and said, "Hey man, he's ready."
Yeah.
So I understand we're like, take a fight. Even if it's not the Nate that still wants to do it or any of those people, just take a fight.
Yeah, but I think you're also looking at too is I need to be motivated. The Nate fight motivates me. The maybe even the Gilbert fight if that was to happen. Like but it would just be boxing. So I only have to focus on one thing. I don't worry about the grappling. I don't worry about the wrestling. I don't worry about anything else. You get to focus on one thing, something that I have not been able to do my whole career. It's always been wrestling on, sparring on Monday, wrestling on Tuesday, sparring on Wednesday, grappling on Thursday. Like, it's like that constant buildup of like, you always have to train all these items. If I could just focus on boxing, but
the pursuit of that to get that bad taste out of your mouth, that I think everyone, whether you don't have to be a fighter to be able to relate to that, right? Mm-hmm. Of that.
Yeah.
Man, I didn't like how that went down in whatever situation it was. I need to redeem myself, right? This one's different because again, it's so connected to your physical prime. Mm-hmm. As you said, the window, it's not like a business deal, right? Like I can make up for that. I'll catch that. That's not so much connected to your physical state. But yeah, you're right. It's closing and that quest and pursuit for redemption.
Yeah.
I get it. Yeah, it's that like, part. I think we all can relate to that.
Yeah, most people want
fight
closure.
Or not.
You know what the hard thing is with you also is you're not going to start training until you have the contract. But when you have the contract, you're not going to find out whether your body's ready to do it until you're training. So it's you know what I mean? Like
so at least it's just boxing though, like you said. Yeah.
So if you go in there and you start like really, you're actually going to a training camp before a contract's even signed, and then you start having sparring, and then your sparring partner's like, all right, Josh, you're moving a little bit slow or anything like that. You can say, all right, I'm not going to go into this. But if you sign a contract first, then you're obligated to it. And then if you go into training and stuff starts not feeling good and you're not recovering the same way and everything like that, you're locked in.
Yeah, but you're not expected to, like, look at every camp. Like when I fought Nate the first time, I was in Asia for 3 months. I came back from doing a movie there, hadn't trained at all while I was there. I was like afraid to go outside and run because it was fucking so smoggy. Like I was there for 3 months, came back, was in the worst shape of my life, had one of the best camps. It was a rough first 3 weeks. It was horrible. Like, but then, once you get past that, I've always said this, once you get past that first 2-3 weeks of training, and then you just start like getting your nutrition on track, you getting your body back together. Okay. And you can slow play it. But I always did an 8 to 10 week camp.
But your body doesn't respond the same.
I agree with you 100%, but I'm also not wrestling, which is the worst. And I'm also not doing jiu-jitsu, which is the same as wrestling. A lot of positions where you're putting yourself in.
You're also not starting like 30, 40 pounds overweight.
Yeah, I'm not.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's just boxing. I think because it's just boxing is that's another smart.
I still train jiu-jitsu in the mornings twice a week, when I was not the last month because I've been traveling on the road, but I still went for runs, still did, a mile, 2 mile run, in the morning. My son and I ran with Crazy Bob in North Carolina out on the ocean. We were out there this last week. We ran 3.5 miles. My son was sprinting past us like it was a joke. He was running backwards, making fun of Bob the whole time. It was hilarious. Come on, Mr. Bob. Mr. Bob, come on. He's like, and then I run up to Kellen. He's like, I feel bad. He's like, Mr. Bob's so far back there. He's like, should we wait for him? I started laughing. It was like 11 o'clock at night and running out there. You with your boy running with you. It was awesome. We had a great time, man. It was fun. Good conversations, good piece. But like the run, I didn't feel sore the next day. It was only 3.5 miles. It wasn't bad. I still run occasionally. I'll run. I went through a phase like
but that's your body.
April, May, June.
It's your mind, I think, that needs to be to me because you're physically fine. Like I don't think that's going to be the problem. I think it's mentally. Can you get back there? Are you a fighter again? Do you still have it in you?
I guess I look at it too, though. Like I saw Pettis' fight with Chris Avila. I was not impressed by his performance, And then I saw with Nate. I wasn't like with Nate. Like he's just someone you got to be careful with in rounds, 6, 7, 8, 9, whatever, 10, whatever rounds you decide to go with. But rounds 1 through 5, he's not fast. He's not. I've fought him already. I know he's not fast. He does have some pop if he catches you at the end of the punch. I know, like I said, I know and feel. I've felt him without boxing gloves on. Boxing gloves gives you more protection. I've sparred with world-class boxers, undefeated boxers. I sparred with Robert Guerrero, the Ghost. Like I've worked with him several times. I know boxing in terms of beating someone like him, it's going to be tough, but it'll be tough in the later rounds. You can't walk in with the mindset of I'm going to knock him out because that's not going to happen.
But if you, going back to Bobby brought up a very good point. It's how do you feel after you've been out of the fight world? Mm-hmm. How do you feel after 1 week of camp? Physically, you might feel fine, but mentally you might be like, oh, this ain't fun. I don't want, like, this sucks.
When's the last
Rich,
time you
it was-
got hit?
Rich, it was never fun.
When was
Like,
the
it
last,
was
when
like
was the
tra-
last
you know,
time
like,
you
it
got-
was-
when was
it
the
was-
last time you got punched in the face?
Shit, my daughter the other day.
Oh, that's what you compared it to.
You know what I mean, though, right? Like,
I get it. I get
think
it.
physically you're already in good shape, and you can. But it's
No, I think the mental aspect of it is
because
never
that's what
been-
happens to a lot of these guys, man.
Yeah, but I mean, like,
I say do it.
see, for me, like Rich, like I don't know, man. Like fighting has always been just the easy thing for me to do. It's been super easy. Like mentally, it doesn't bother me at all. Like mentally, I was
Ready to
always ready. Like it didn't matter. Didn't matter. I could be just sitting there on the couch and it could pop off like that, or I could be 7 beers deep and it could pop off like that. Like
And you know what? There is something to say with like since you're watching every fight, since you do your podcast that deals with fights, watching it is still training. I mean, it's that mental training where you're watching everything. Like you say, like coaches and different people like that leave the sport, but they're sitting there watching it all the time. That's still an art form. It's still training, and you're still seeing everything that's going on. So that is still in preparation. So you're not far out of it. It's just physically, taking the shots and feeling okay with it, and then taking the shots and then recovering from it.
yeah, that's never going to be easy though. Taking the shots, it's just a matter. Also, too, I look at it with boxing gloves. Is there's a lot more cushion and padding to defend you from taking big shots.
Sure.
And like I said, if you can focus on just boxing for just that period of time, say you get 10 weeks of boxing, you get 12 weeks of boxing, like you're going to be so much better than you realize, because 12 weeks is a long time if you're just dedicated to getting your body in shape, focus on mitt work, focus on bag work, conditioning for your shoulders and your back, your legs, everything. Like think about this. You get up in the morning, you go hit your 3-mile run, take a rest, get some food, then you go jump rope for an hour. Okay. And then you shadow box, move around for another hour. Then later in the afternoon, you do full mitts or bags or whatever it is for, the evening. That's your training. I didn't have to worry about, like with MMA, you got to do Monday sparring, full 3 rounds. Then you grapple 3 rounds, and then for me, most of the time it was a title fighter, it was a main event, 5 rounds. So then I had to train an extra 2 rounds more than everybody else. Like I don't have to focus on all that.
Yeah.
I can
Yeah,
just
but you
focus
also
on-
weren't when you were younger and fighting. You also didn't have kids. You didn't have this life, man.
I was going to ask you.
There's
that
a lot.
too.
That's what I mean. There's a lot
Yeah.
to factor in. You can't compare 45-year-old Josh to 25-year-old Josh.
No, but
What
even
does-
at
what
the end
does
of my
your fam- What does
career,
your family say about it? Have you talked to your family about it?
no.
Well, you have to. That's what
No, you do. Look,
before
you don't- here's the
thought
thing.
comes out. Before you sent the
No.
text, you should have talked to your wife. You should talk to your kids.
No, what you do
because
is
that's a big deal.
no, it's not right now a big deal, because right now, I mean, there's only been 2 other guys that have reached out and like, hey, I'm down to fight. So, but it has to come to fruition. You gotta. Right now, we're in a market where you need to find the right promoter. That's 1. Who's willing to fund it? 2, venue. Where are you gonna go? Like, is it gonna favor? Like, it's not even so much where it would favor. It's like, obviously, if it's Nate, you want to do it probably in San Jose or LA. I would say San Jose because I'm from San Jose. He's close to San Jose. You can kill that market. But then do you want to pay your property? Do you want to pay tax there in California? That's another thing. Why? So do you do it in Dallas then? Like he's already fought here. Like, do you do it here? Like there's a
you
lot
don't
of
do it here. Neither of you guys. It would be Bay Area would be your best
Yeah, would
market
be your
for
best
that
bet.
one. But yeah, a lot of questions, man, because everything's different. It doesn't get. You can't just say, "I've done this for so long, I can still do it."
No, I get it.
That's just us being
but that's
concerned and
that's why I said
asking the right questions. I think
that's why I'm picking the right people though. You pick the people that like it would be a good fight and it motivates you. You also have a history with that you respect. I think Nate Diaz is one of the best for the sport. Hands down, him and his brother, to me, I feel like helped catapult this sport into what it is in MMA. And the fact that he's venturing off and doing boxing and doing his own thing, I admire him for that. That doesn't mean that I still don't want to fight him. It's him.
Sure,
Pettis,
I
Pettis,
think
same
no matter
thing.
who, any of the names you mentioned, those are
Those are the right names.
all great guys, all just
What about a
real
Masvidal?
fighters. But I think you can match up well with any of them. Obviously, you
Yeah.
have in the past. It's just I think the battle at this stage is with yourself.
Yeah. That to me is the easiest part. I feel like that's the easiest part.
It sounds like a done deal to me. Talk to ma'am.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's to me the easiest part. Like in the end, even talking with with my wife, like she's always been someone like, hey, whatever you want to do, we'll do. Like I'll just pick up the slack.
Hey, there you
It's
go.
always
There
been
you go.
that way. Doesn't matter
That's all
what
that
it is.
matters.
It's always been that way. So like, hey, like, and let's not be mistaken. Like I'll run here, but I'll probably end up moving my camp somewhere else. You know, I don't even know of a boxing place here. So I'll probably move my camp either back to
Probably,
California. or,
nothing in Frisco. I don't think
No.
you'd have to go.
you know, so I'd probably move my camp. So I'd probably do like, 8 weeks somewhere else, and then it would just be like, and you could fly home maybe once or during the week, during the 8 weeks or something like that on a weekend and just spend 3 days, let your body recover and then come back.
Yeah.
It really comes down to is that when you're picking the person that you want to live the rest of your life with, you pick someone that you know that at any moment, if I said, hey, I've got this up and I want to take it serious. Okay. I got you.
They got your back.
And so it doesn't matter.
That's a big deal.
And then you brought up like, oh, the kids, I don't want to see your kids see it. I may not even take my kids. Like my son didn't even know I was a fighter until he was 7 years old. Like no one, and fucking Uncle Trevor opened his big mouth. So I'm talking to you, Uncle Trevor. So, Trevor.
Oh.
He's like, oh yeah, your dad. He's fight this, fight this. My dad thinks fighting's bad and I shouldn't fight. He's like, oh buddy, let me tell you about your dad.
Yeah.
No, my son has a greater respect for you. Also, I was like, you know who Josh is? I said, Google him, and he saw your fight. He goes, oh, so now he's a huge fan.
So
Maybe I'm just being overly cautious on the
You are.
personal side of things. But
because Rich, we have a different relationship than I think anybody you've probably ever worked with or been, like our kids grow up together. They're only a couple weeks apart. And I admire that about you. I do.
I've seen a lot, that
Yeah.
I've been around this thing a long time and worked with a lot of different guys, not just guys from one gym, guys from
Yep.
all over the world. Everything changes, man, at this age. And it's in large part because of family.
Yeah.
Hold on. You were telling me to take a fight. You were calling me in and everything like that. Well, I'm older than
That
him.
lets
didn't
you
even
know.
care. You were
That
like,
lets you
"Yeah,
know."
do it. And I was like, all right.
I mean, I don't want to say anything, but we
All right.
we
me and you,
know.
Peters. Me and you.
Hey, no, Bobby.
He's like, yeah,
I don't know,
take
Bobby.
it.
You're big and strong and still
goodness.
doing it. No, man, you're fit and competing and performing, taking bumps every week, bro.
Yes.
I don't take bumps every week. I don't even bump.
Like you said, come on, one of those matches,
Yeah.
it's like a car wreck,
Yeah,
right?
every one of them.
So
All right, guys. Well, hey, leave down in the comments. Should I fight? Should I not fight? Let's see what your
Yes.
guys' take is on that. Drop us a comment. And hey, there's another episode of the Dad Dojo. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it.